Hey, what's up, all you pirates and samurai out there? I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'm coming at you with another chapter review of One Piece. This time it's chapter 996, titled Island of the Strongest. Like, no shit, some of the strongest characters in One Piece are all in one place. You just need to get the Marines in on this, and it will truly be an Island of the Strongest. But we open with a cover page, another request of Blackbeard and a Hippo Brushing Their Teeth by Ebby. So I think the animal that represents Blackbeard is in fact a hippo, so that might be the Koreans for why they're paired together, but I'm not sure why brushing their teeth. Maybe just because they have such spaced out, paired off teeth, maybe. But we pick up where we left off last chapter. Inside the, what was it, the bath forehead inside the dome? The bath area, basically, where the Koma Inu, the lion dog, is rampaging throughout the place in an effort to basically just escape with Nami and Usopp with Tama on the back. Usopp is completely effed. Nami's just like really messed up as well. Page One and Ulti, who is recovering from being chomped on by the Koma Ino, they're ready to give chase immediately. Nami questions how Tama managed to actually get here, but Tama says they snuck on an enemy ship and they're here to fight as samurai. As the Hihimaru, the giant monkey dude with the sword, starts to clash with Page One, with Page One catching his sword in his teeth. So, Tama came here to throw down. Tama is not playing around. She came here with her pals in order to help out in the effort to take down Kaido. Because, of course, she is. Like, she's gonna do what she can in order to help out. If only it just comes from controlling and commanding a few animals. She wants to take back her land as well. She wants to fight for a better tomorrow, and that's very sweet. I hope the theory that she's gonna die here isn't true, but it's sweet nonetheless. Meanwhile, we then go into the showdown with Yamato and Sasaki's forces as Yamato continues to just hit the air, because that's what it looks like she's doing. She's hitting the air so hard it's sending out shockwaves. As a lot of Sasaki's forces have these riot shields and cannons in order to, block any attacks, but she's just demolishing them left and right. The difference here is that there's just so many of them and they keep firing upon her, but she tanks every single attack. Meanwhile, you know, Shinobu is just like, look, take Momonosuke out of here. Get him out of here. Leave me behind. I'm dead weight. Protect yourself and the young master. But Yamato is resolute. It's just like, no, Odin would never leave one of his allies behind, and neither will I. Which, that's the thing. I love Momonosuke's face, where it's just like, he's soaking in this resolute action, just the resolve of this person, while Shinobu's just like, you stubborn son of a bitch. But Sasaki is ready to throw down. He starts to unsheath his sword. And it's just like, oh, so you think you can protect dead weight and take me? That is an insult. I'm not about to just lose all of my division and have lost to my honor. You made a mess of things. It's time we throw down. So Sasaki's ready to just completely just cut her down here and now. We have this brief moment where Yamato, addresses Sasaki, and suddenly her teeth begin to shift and change sharp and jagged. And I'm just like, oh no. Oh, please don't tell me the theory that Kaido is a dragon who ate the oni fruit or something like that is true. But it would make no sense why Yamato is able to transform too. Like, it raises so many questions. It has to be a situation where maybe Vegapunk experimented upon them or something like that with artificial devil fruits or something, but it's just like, no, it can't be. That can't be right. Or maybe that's just a natural thing dragons can do. It raises so many questions, but it makes Yamato a whole bunch cooler. But this is interrupted as Frankie comes running in, chased by Hacha, and he sees Momo and questions what's going on here. Yamato immediately knows who Frankie is, specifically because he's in his Iron Frankie form, and that's what's on the wanted poster. So she immediately recognizes who he is. However, in comes Hacha, who goes in order to strike Frankie. He ends up hitting the floor. The entirety of the floor ends up collapsing. Yamato then kind of addresses the situation. It's just like, oh, right, okay, down was an option. I never actually thought of just going downward. It's just like, yeah, you wouldn't really think about that, honestly. Um, However, Frankie kind of questions the situation. It's just like, wait, what's going on? Have Shinobu and Momosuke been caught by the enemy? But Yamato lets him know that I'm not an enemy. I am rescuing them. I'm trying to take care of this. Luffy put me in charge of the two of them. Um, Frankie says that he's kind of got the situation going on here as Hacha and Frankie, go looking into the hole that Hacha made, seeing what's going on here. However, Yamato takes a moment, and it's just like, oh, well, he put me in charge of you two. I should thank him. So she takes her Kanombo and just sends out this massive shockwave, and you can see Haki radiating off of her Kanombo as as this beam of pressure comes rocketing up, smashing Hacha in the bottom of his jaw, knocking him right the fuck out. And Frankie's just like, the hell was that? And Sasaki is just taken off guard. It's just like, oh my god, did he just go rocketing down into the hole? But we come to see that that was actually not the case, as Yamato actually managed to kind of redirect or something. I don't know how she managed to do it, but next thing we see, in the cover of the smoke next to the hole, she's running off, or at least it's either that or they hit the floor and I just didn't notice. But she continues to run off with Shinobu and Momosuke, saying that it's really important that Momosuke survive. He's going to be the one to guide the world to the dawn, which is something that Pedro always said. So it's just like, yo, what's Yamato's deal here? What's going on here? There's something deeper about what Yamato knows about this entire situation. Meanwhile, we go into the second basement floor where we see Law cutting down a beast pirate. And, we're getting a little bit of backstory, flashing back to what Corazon told him, saying that the people of D are known as the enemy of the gods. We also cut to a flashback of him talking to Robin, because Robin, he trusts Robin because of what she knows, that she knows the true history, and she's just as damned as him, basically. But he reveals his true name to Robin, Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, and she's actually kind of shocked. It's just like, you have the Will of D name as well? Interesting. But she doesn't have any answers But she's fascinating the whole D lineage, while Luffy's not. Robin's role in all this is to actually be interested in the history of the world. She's a vessel for getting more of an explanation to the nature of the One Piece world in general, because Luffy could care less about lore and backstory and all this, but we care. We, the fans, care, and we want to know more. So Law was kind of hoping that maybe Robin might have a little bit more information. But unfortunately, that's not the case. They realize that it's probably the road poneglyphs that might be able to reveal a little bit more information as well. But that would mean beating the four emperors, and it's just like she's like, okay, that will make things easier. So that's kind of setting up that Law really will probably end up continuing his alliance with Luffy. That's giving Law a continued reason to stick with Luffy and to help him out, to find out the history of their people. When he says, hey, he's kind of talking to himself, says, hey, Corazon, I've decided I want to know the meaning behind the weird fate of those with the D name. So, it's giving reinforcement to what Law is trying to do. Because honestly, after the defeat of Doflamingo, it became a question of like, what is Law really after right now? What is he trying to do anymore? What is his purpose? What is his purpose in life? Is he trying to become king of the pirates? Is he gonna continue to be a rival to Luffy? What is he after? And this gives him purpose and a reason to continue down, either just continuing on to the One Piece himself or continuing his alliance with Luffy to one day find the One Piece. Meanwhile, speaking of rivals, we pick up with Kid and Killer, who Kid is just amassing a huge assortment of scrap metal. He is sucking in all the scrap metal he can find. He's just like, hey, Killer, you think this is enough? But Killer's just, as he's slicing down enemies left and right, it's just like, well, our enemy's the strongest pirate, one of the strongest pirate in the world. You can never have too much. So it's just like, okay, they're definitely trying to make their way up to just take on Kaido. They're on the third floor, so there's definitely a clash coming with someone. Meanwhile, on the Skull Dome, Kaido is giving the Scabbers the work. He is beating them bloody black and blue. Like, really, it just goes to show Kaido's dragon form ain't shit. He's in his dragon form when he just wants to fuck around. And what kind of flex is that where it's just like, oh, I'm a massive dragon. Oh, it's my weakest state, though. Like, what? But you still see him getting stabbed here and there, but he's shaking it off left and right, which is exactly what a lot of people thought would be the case when it came to Kaido, that he just shrug off all their attacks and he beat them into a bloody mist, honestly. Meanwhile, down at the performance floor where the whole Ice Oni situation is going on, Big Mom, arrives back on the scene. Everybody's looking like, oh god, no, oh please no. And poor Chopper, he's still transforming slowly but surely into an Ice Oni. It's starting to envelop his body, but she's just like, okay, don't worry, kiddies, you keep playing. I'm only interested in going up to where Kaido is, as she rockets upward, up to the top of the Skull Dome. So she's doing her thing. And whereas Kid and Killer were on the third floor, I believe, Luffy, Jinbei, and Sanji are making their way up through the second floor. They're about to be at the third floor. So they're slowly making their way up. But Sanji notices something with his observation haki. He hears something off in the distance, some kind of song, and someone saying, "Oh, you mustn't, my lord. That would be naughty." So it's just like, what does that mean? Is Sanji about to get sidetracked by some kind of hentai-like situation? Oh my god. But man, this chapter was hacked. And there's so many questions now at this point. What's Tama's role going to be in all of this? Is she going to get captured? Is her Kibi Dongos going to come into play? Is she going to convert Ulti in page one? What's going to happen there? What is Yamato's power? What is she? What's up with the teeth? What did the teeth mean? Is it possible that she has the Oni Oni no Mi? Is that the possibility? Whereas Kaido has a dragon devil fruit, she has an Oni devil fruit, or something else. Or even just an ancient zone devil fruit. I immediately jumped to the conclusion that she might be a dragon as well, but we didn't see the full transformation. So she might have a dragon, ancient zone, but it's a dinosaur. Maybe she's a motherfucking T-Rex or something like that. Wouldn't that be wild? But she seems to have a lot of power, but time will only tell what that actually is. Maybe chapter 1000 will tell us what's going on with all of that. But she managed to take out Hot Chef for Frankie. So it's unfortunate Frankie didn't even get a fight. But maybe Frankie will jump down the hole or take on Sasaki and his forces. Maybe that'll be Frankie's fight, which would be cool nonetheless. Maybe he'll team up with Yamato, who's still in the process of running away and all that. And will this event where, Yamato is running away with Momosuke and Shinobu, will that end up, emboldening Momosuke to trust her? I still feel that ultimately she'll stay behind on Wano to help out Momosuke in the end, no matter what happens. Meanwhile, I'm glad that we're getting more clarification as to what Law is trying to do, where he's trying to go in life, what his purpose is, and that he's probably still going to ally with the Straw Hats to some degree still. What is Kid going to do with all that scrap metal? Is he about to make some massive transformation? Is he gonna make a mech out of it? I'm interested to see what happens there. And Kaido, I'm pretty sure Kaido's about to kill all the scabbards, or at least just make it so that they're completely incapacitated, because they are down but not completely out. So I'm interested to see how many of them are going to survive, and what's Big Mom going to do once she reaches the top of the Skull Dome. Where's that going? The Sanji situation, I'm not sure if I should care about that just yet, but tell me your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. What do you think will happen next? What are you the most interested in of all these storylines that are currently going on? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this review, leave me a like or a dislike depending on how you feel. Subscribe and hit the bell icon, that way you never miss out on another One Piece chapter review, and I will see you in the next chapter. Till then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Peace.